Hello friends, welcome back again to our YouTube channel. Hope you have enjoyed our registration part 1 and registration part 2, where we have discussed the registration requirement for the normal and casual taxpayers. Also in the second part we have discussed the registration requirement for the taxpayers who are opting for composition scheme. Today the agenda is to discuss registration requirement of other leftover type of registrations that are required under GST. So now straight away starting with what we have discussed in the previous two parts. So we have discussed regarding normal or casual taxable persons and taxable person opting for composition levy. So we have already discussed in details regarding their registration requirements, when they need to register or when they can take voluntary registrations for these types of dealers, normal and casual. And for composition, we have discussed that who can opt for composition and what are the benefits, what are the pros and cons of opting for composition scheme. Now, the other type of registrations that are required to be taken under GST are the input service distributor registration, input service distributor or ISD. So what are input service distributors? So this concept of input service distributor is similar to the existing service tax law. So here what they do, basically they apportion the input service credit to their units. Suppose any head office taking legal services, and the benefit of those legal services is straight away apportionable to the different units of that particular entity. Then through that ISD registration they can distribute the appropriate amount of credit to the different units based on certain calculations, for which the details will be provided under the GST rules. So this input service distributor registration requirement is mentioned under section 23. Section 23. Again, this section 23 is for registration. And the mechanism of distribution of credit, that is mentioned under section 17-18. Also in section 37A. So that things we will discuss in our upcoming videos. But today the limited discussion will be for the registration requirement. That is, we want to convey through this video that what are the different type of registrations that are required under GST. So the next type of registration is tax deductors registration. So tax deductors basically as per the section 46. These will be the government entities or any other notified person who are required to deduct tax when they are making any payment to the suppliers, and the percentage will be 1% or 2% for deduction of tax. So TDS registration, again it is required as per section 23, and how to comply with TDS provisions is mentioned under section 46. Now the other type of taxpayers are the e-commerce operators. Now suppose before starting discussion on that e-commerce operator, we have already discussed that anyone who is selling anything through e-commerce operators, they have to take registration as per the requirement of a schedule called Schedule 5. Now whether those e-commerce operators are required to take registration, I will say yes. The e-commerce operators are required to take registration as per the requirement of Schedule 5, because they are the people who are required to collect taxes at source as per requirement of section 56. Now the other type of registration, that will be tax collectors or or e-commerce operators who are required to collect TCS as per requirement of section 56. Section 56. Non-resident foreign taxpayers, these are their registration requirement are similar to that of the casual taxable persons, because again resident taxable persons are those taxable persons who are coming to India for a shorter duration, and they are either selling specialized nature of goods or providing specialized nature of services in India. And when they are selling those specialized nature of goods, then they will be importing those goods into India. So how it works, any non-resident taxable person, if they want to take the input tax credit on whatever they are buying in India, in that case they need to take registration as a normal taxable person, and their return requirements will be as per the normal taxable persons, the return compliance requirements. And in case they are taking registration as non-resident taxable persons, so there are two different types of categories. If you want to avail input tax credit on the inputs that you are buying in India, then you have to take registration as a normal or a casual taxable person. And if you don't want to take the input tax credit, because as per the rules, or I can say as per the format, if you see the format of the return that is applicable to this non-resident taxpayer, there is no way that they can take the input tax credit. So non-resident taxable person, if they are opting for this category of registration, they won't be eligible for any input tax credit on their goods that they are buying into India, goods or services. Now, when I said these are similar to casual taxable persons, so that was in the sense that they have to take a registration. They have to give prior intimation 5 days prior to the date from which they want to take the registration, and their registration duration will be maximum 180 days. It is 90 days at one instance, that can further be extended by 90 days more. So this again is mentioned under section 24. Section 24 talks about the registration requirement for the casual and the non-resident taxable, non-resident foreign taxpayers. So friends, other type of registration will be registration as UN body or government entity. So UN body, basically UN bodies are taking registration because government is giving them a facility that whatever they are buying in India, they will get the refund for the input tax credit or the amount that they have paid on their inward supplies or purchases. So the benefit of taking registration as a UN body is that you will be able to take the refund if you are registering as a UN body. And government entities are basically required to report that whatever they have bought from the suppliers who are other than their states. So again, for government entities and UN bodies, the details of whatever sale are made by normal or any of the taxpayers, they need to report it in their respective returns. Based on their reporting, it will flow to the returns of the UN body and the government entity, and UN body will be able to take a refund as per the details that have been filed by this normal or whatever taxpayer who is supplying to the UN bodies. So this is all about different types of registrations that are required under GST. And now I'll give you just a very brief overview about the return requirements. A very brief overview. So this normal casual taxable person, they are required to file 3 monthly returns. Now, I will not tell which returns, what are the due dates. That is part of our next video. This taxable person opting for composition scheme, they have to file 1 quarterly return and 1 annual return, that is a simplified annual return. Again, the due dates we will discuss in our next video. So normal or casual taxable person are required to file 3 monthly returns plus 1 annual return. Taxable person are required to file 1 return per quarter, 1 quarterly return plus 1 simplified annual return. Input service distributor, they are required to file 1 monthly return. TDS, 1 monthly return. TCS, 1 monthly return. Non-resident taxpayers, monthly return or part of 1 return. So because their duration will be lesser than the month, it can be lesser than the month, so they have to file for that also, that lesser duration. Suppose they are registered for 15 days, they need to file the return for those 15 days, whatever activities they have done in those 15 days. UN bodies have to file their 1 monthly return, and government entities as well. So I have told that these are the return. I have just given you a brief overview about what different types of returns or count of returns. So if any taxpayer is registered as a normal casual taxable person, they have 3 monthly return and 1 annual return. So it means they have to file 12 into 3 plus 1 annual return, 37 returns. Taxable person opting for composition levy, 1 quarterly return and 1 simplified annual return. So this 1 quarterly return means 1 yearly. Input service distributor, 12 returns. They have 1 monthly return requirement. TDS, 12 returns. TCS, 12 returns. Non-resident taxable person, depending on their registration, they have to file maximum they can file 6 monthly returns if they are registered for 180 days. That is the maximum duration for which they can be registered. UN bodies, 12, government entities, 12. So this was, friends, this was a very brief overview about the count of returns that are applicable to different type of registrations, and returns will be triggered according to different flag of a taxpayer. That when I said flag means that under which category a taxpayer is registered. So hope this is something that you have enjoyed, and I hope that it will definitely benefit you either as a professional or a student, whomever is watching this video. And I'll say Happy Republic Day to all of you, and thank you so much for your love and support. Thanks, friends.